Okay.
Hey guys, I wanted to give you some really quick tips on progressing your way to doing a stiff leg deadlift. Now, a lot of times I hear that people feel the stiff leg deadlifts in their lower back, or they just feel a stretch in their hamstrings. Well, I want to show you how to prevent feeling that tightness in your back and really activating your hamstrings and your glutes on a stiff leg deadlift. So some really important things to remember when starting a stiff leg deadlift is you never want to lock out your knees. They should stay slightly bent, just kind of soft, and then you always want to keep your spine in a neutral position. So when you're coming down, you shouldn't be looking up and you shouldn't be curling your chin in. Your spine should stay nice and neutral. So the motion is coming straight down. You almost want to drag your hands down your legs, keeping that back flat, and as you can see, I'm pushing my hips back, just like that. So you don't need to come all the way down to the ground because that can cause some people to bend their lower backs. So just keep that nice straight back, and then when you come up, you're gonna be wanting to squeeze up through the tops of your hamstrings and your glutes. So coming up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze right in there, really focus on that muscle, come up and squeeze your glutes. Again, not locking out your knees, keeping your core nice and tight. So really great ways to make sure that you're keeping your back straight are honestly recording yourself. You really wanna make sure that you're not rounding your back. Sometimes if you've never seen yourself do it and you've never done a stiff leg deadlift before, you can round your back without even realizing it. So if you can, either have a friend or set up a camera, and even just in your home, just going through those motions, learning what it feels like to keep a nice, straight, stiff back. So some ways to help you learn how to keep a straight back and learn the motions of a stiff leg deadlift are actually using a kettlebell. You don't need to use really heavy weight at all. This is light, it's about 10 pounds. So what you'll do is you'll actually hold the kettlebell right behind you. So you'll bend forward again, not locking out your knees, pushing your hips back. This is gonna keep you and prevent you from rounding your back. If I try to round my back, I can't go down any further. So keeping your chest up, core tight, push those hips back, learning that motion, learning what it feels like to keep that spine nice and stiff. Again, my head's not looking up or tucked in. So look straight down at the ground. Again, coming back up just like that. So once you've mastered what that feels like and how to keep your back straight when you're doing a stiff leg deadlift, something that will help you learn how to get those hips back is using resistance bands. So I've just looped them around a pole in the gym, and I've looped my resistance bands here. So you'll step into your resistance band, putting it right around your hips. And again, you're gonna walk back so you can feel that resistance. When you come down, you wanna let that band pull your hips back. Again, keeping my knees soft, spine neutral, come down. And then when you push up, again, coming back up, squeezing your glutes and hamstrings, pushing forward and squeezing your glutes. Again, don't just throw your hips forward. You wanna squeeze your glutes. That's gonna make a natural movement of your hips and your pelvis coming forward. It's not just the motion of throwing your hips forward. That can cause a lot of strain on your lower back if you do that, and can cause a lot of back pain. So again, just that natural motion of squeezing your glutes is what's gonna push your hips forward. So then when you go into using a bar or dumbbells, and you can even do stiff leg deadlifts with a kettlebell, you want to, again, when you pick it up, you can start just like this. I like to do an overhand, underhand grip. You can do a neutral grip just like this, overhand grip, but I always like to do an overhand, underhand. It just helps your grip strength a little bit more. And again, if you're using a bar, this will help you because you're gonna push your hips back, almost drag that bar right down to your shins. When you get here, squeeze up, start squeezing your glutes right here, come all the way up, and then squeeze your glutes at the top, keeping your core tight, spine neutral, head nice and straight. Don't look down, don't look up. Again, dragging that down, coming back up, and squeeze. So that's exactly how you do a stiff leg deadlift. When you need to put the weight down, it's gonna be a great idea to just keep that back nice and straight, push it down, and there you go.